Hi students, this is the last topic in chemical bonding chapter. Okay, hydrogen bonding. Here, what is a hydrogen bonding? Mainly, it is shown by the hydrogen and highly electronegative, highly electronegative atoms. Here, highly electronegative atoms means fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, and only one compound chlorine is also present. Okay, and it is called as a weak electrostatic, electrostatic attractive forces. The weak electrostatic attractive forces. Hydrogen bond is considered as weak electrostatic attractive forces between hydrogen atom and hydrogen atom and highly electronegative atom. Highly electronegative atom of different molecules or sometimes in same molecule also. So hydrogen atom and highly electronegative atom are having weak electrostatic attractive forces. And when we are telling about electrostatic attractive forces, you may think it is present in ionic compounds. Hydrogen bond is not formed, very very important, not formed by ionic compounds, ionic compounds. And mainly very very important thing, this is a important, very very important point. And next, hydrogen bond is formed by polar covalent compounds, polar covalent compounds. Polar covalent compounds means HF and NH3, H2O, like. In these type of compounds only we can see the hydrogen bonding, like CH3OH. Okay, and in this type of molecules we can see the hydrogen bonding. Here it is a polar bond, hydrogen positive charge and F is negative. Similarly, nitrogen, hydrogen. Nitrogen is more electronegative. So, hydrogen and highly electronegative atom. Here I am writing hydrogen which is present with some, whatever it may be, one atom. Here I am writing like it is Z. Z means whatever it may be, it must be bonded with a more electronegative atom, more electronegative Z atom. And the next one is either fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. So these are bonded to some Y, for example. These are bonded to some Y. These are less electronegative atoms. The Y must be less electronegative. So in between these two, here hydrogen is bonded with more electronegative atom means it is partial negative and this is partial positive. Here these atoms more electronegative now, so they get partial negative and this is partial positive. So in between these two, here hydrogen, here halogen, fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen, in between these two, there is a weak attractive forces. These weak attractive forces between these two, hydrogen and highly electronegative, is called as hydrogen bonding. So that is a hydrogen bonding. So remember that this is a very very important. A hydrogen bonded to a more electronegative atom. Suppose sometimes somebody without complete knowledge they will say like carbon hydrogen and here fluorine and some Y water it may be present. Y is present. Here also there is a hydrogen bond they may say, but this is completely wrong. In this type of molecules we can't get hydrogen bonding. Okay, whenever the hydrogen is bonded to more electronegative atom, then only it forms or it is containing weak electrostatic attractive forces with a highly electronegative atoms. Okay, generally this Z must be fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. Okay, those when we are present here, more electronegative atom means like this only. Here if it is present, then hydrogen gets more positive charge and this is attracted by the negative charged fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. And very important point, it is a weak bond. How much weaker means it is always weaker than covalent bond. Suppose covalent bond I am taking. Covalent bond I am taking. Covalent bond is much stronger than hydrogen bonding. And this is stronger than van der Waal attractive forces. Van der Waal attractive forces when compared, hydrogen bond is stronger than van der Waal attractive forces. Hydrogen bond energy if you are taking, how much bond energy means 2 to 10 kilocalories. 2 to 10 kilocalories only, or nearly 8 to 45 or 42 kilojoules per mole. That is the hydrogen bond energy. It is a weak bond. Actually, hydrogen bond is a weak bond. Okay, and it is always weaker, very less stronger than covalent bond. So covalent bond is highly stronger and it is very weak when compared with covalent bond. It is very weak bond and it is stronger than van der Waal attractive forces only. Okay. The next is types of hydrogen bond. Here there are mainly two types of hydrogen bonding. One is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And here intermolecular means always remember in between the molecules. Inter means in between the molecules. For example, between two HF molecule, for example, I am taking HF. In between two HF molecule, here there is a weak electrostatic attractive forces. Or here also we can take another HF and here there is a weak electrostatic attractive forces. So this is one example, okay, example 1. And another example, NH3. Here NH3 molecule I am taking and this is the NH3 molecule and another NH3 molecule. This is another NH3 molecule. Between these two, this is the weak electrostatic attractive forces because it is having partial positive and the nitrogen is having partial negative charge. So they are having weak attractive forces. Similarly, the next one, if you are taking here nitrogen and hydrogen and hydrogen and hydrogen. Like we can write a complete board also. And next third one, H2O molecule. Here this is an H3 molecule. Okay, and H2O molecule. H2O molecule means we can write like this. Here this is H2O and another H2O molecule we can write. Between these two, there is a weak electrostatic attractive forces and here also I am writing another oxygen, hydrogen. Here also we can write another bond and below also we can write another OH and H. Then we can write another bonding here and if you are having another one OH group, H group and here hydrogen and then here also we can write a bond and so water molecule, each water molecule can form 4 hydrogen bonds. 4 bonds. Here it is forming 2 bonds. Here it is forming 2 bonds. You can check around this. For example, this HF can form how many hydrogen bonds? 2. And here NH3 can form how many hydrogen bonds? 2. And H2O molecule here, if you see this molecule, this is one molecule. The below side, downside, if you write one more, we can write another. And here this side also you can get now. Suppose I am writing this side O, H and H. Then here also another bonding. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So total four bonds are formed by each H2O. So total number of bonds, if we are taking, more number of bonds are formed by H2O and strong bonds are formed by HF, because fluorine is more electronegative now. So fluorine is more electronegative. So H2O, HF and NH3, when you compare, H2O greater, next to HF, next is NH3. Okay. This is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And in the intermolecular, these are homo intermolecular. Homo means within same molecules. If different molecules also then can form. For example, methyl alcohol I am taking CH3OH. Suppose this is a methyl alcohol and here there is a hydrogen OH, water molecule. Between methyl alcohol and water also there is a hydrogen bonding, and this type of hydrogen bonding is called as hetero intermolecular hydrogen bonding. In between molecules, this is one type of molecule, methyl alcohol, this is another type of molecule. So between two different types of molecules, if hydrogen bonding is present, that is hetero. This is called as hetero intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and all these are example for homo intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, next second type. The second type is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Here the intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present within the molecule. Please remember, within molecule. It is always exist within the molecule. For example, I am taking benzene ring and here there is a C double bond OH. Okay, and here there is a OH group, for example, OH is present. This is called as orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde, or common name of this compound is salicylaldehyde. About these names and structures we will study in the organic chemistry. Okay, you just remember now salicylaldehyde, or it is called as orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde. Okay, O hydroxybenzoaldehyde. O means ortho, and this is the ortho position to this, which is OH group is hydroxy group, and the CHO group is containing on benzene ring is called as benzoaldehyde. Okay, and in this what happens is the oxygen atom and hydrogen is having a weak electrostatic attractive forces. So here oxygen is having partial negative, hydrogen is having partial positive charge. So they are having weak electrostatic attractive forces. This is within a molecule only. It is a single molecule. Within the molecule, if hydrogen bonding is formed, then it is called as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. And similarly, orthonitrophenol. Here this is OH. Benzene ring containing OH group means phenol, and in the ortho position there is a nitro group, means oxygen, and here there is a NO2, dative bond, NO2 group. So this is called as orthonitrophenol. In the orthonitrophenol, this oxygen is partial negative, this hydrogen is partial positive. So between these two, the hydrogen bond is present. Okay, similarly, orthofluorophenol, OH, and here there is a fluorine atom. Here fluorine is more electronegative, hydrogen positive. So between these two, there is a hydrogen bonding, and this is called as orthofluorophenol. Okay, so in this type of compounds within the molecule, if hydrogen bonding is existing, then they are called as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, inter means in between molecules, intra means within the molecule. Within the molecule. Suppose this is hydrogen, I am single molecule if you consider, this is hydrogen and this is a highly electronegative atom, whatever it may be, fluorine or oxygen or nitrogen. Okay, in between these two, if hydrogen bonding is present, this is called intra. And there is different molecules and hydrogen bonding is present, that is intermolecular. Effect of hydrogen bonding. This is important in the hydrogen bonding. They are asking questions basing on this. What is the influence of hydrogen bonding in the different things or different possibilities we are taking? In this first one is physical state changes. Physical state changes means the best example is H2S and H2O. H2S means it is a hydrogen sulfide, a rotten X-smell containing poisonous gas. H2S is a gas, H2O is a liquid. We know H2O. Why? Because it has hydrogen bonding, whereas it is not having hydrogen bonding. So simply physical state changes because of hydrogen bonding. Mainly, all these effects are factors mainly because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. You remember that? Because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. All these factors will be because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Effect of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, mainly you can write. Okay, solubility. Here solubility increases. Solubility increases when there is a hydrogen bond possibility. For example, ethers. Ethers means CH3O CH3. You will get in organic chemistry carbon oxygen carbon bond containing compounds are called as ethers. Okay, and alcohols means ROH. Just now also I gave example between hetero intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Ethers cannot form hydrogen bonds, whereas alcohols can form hydrogen bonds with water. Here this is water molecule. Sorry, this is a water molecule, and with the water molecule it is forming hydrogen bonds. So this is forming hydrogen bond. Alcohols are forming, this is alcohol, alcohols are forming hydrogen bond, whereas ethers are not forming hydrogen bond. So whenever there is a hydrogen bond formation, their solubility is more, they are highly soluble. You can mix up the alcohol in any proportion in water because of hydrogen bonding. And ethers, when we are taking, they are less soluble, so we cannot mix the ethers in water. And next, hydrogen bonding is directly proportional to viscosity. Viscosity and surface tension also, we can say the viscosity and surface tension directly proportional to hydrogen bonding. Simply if you are taking CH3, CH2, CH3, this is called as a propane, 3 carbon atoms containing compound propane. This compound is known as propane. Okay, and next compound I am giving CH2OH and CH2OH. And another compound I am giving CH2OH, CHOH, and CH2OH. In these three, if you are taking, which has more viscosity means the third one. Why? Because it is having three OH groups that can form three hydrogen bonds. More is the number of hydrogen bonds, more is the viscosity. This is commonly called as glycerol. Glycerol. Okay, this is commonly called as glycols. We will study later about the details. Okay, this is organic and this is also organic compound. Propane, glycols, glycerols. In this number of OH groups increases, then they make more hydrogen bonds, so their viscosity increases. Next, melting points and boiling points. For this melting points and boiling points, I will give the point, next point. Here, because of hydrogen bonding, vapor pressure is inversely proportional to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, I will give that. I am arranging this. See once again, physical state changes. Second, solubility increases. Third, viscosity increases due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Now I am arranging this. Now see melting points and boiling points. Here generally what happens means because of hydrogen bonding there is a more connection between the molecules. More connection means more bonding. Along with suppose H2O is taken for example, H2O here, this is having connection between these molecules. Already there is a normal covalent bond between oxygen and hydrogen. This is a normal bond. Along with that there is one more bond, that is hydrogen bond. So because of the increased number of bonds between molecules, there is more energy requirement to break this molecule. So it requires high temperatures to break and to become volatile. So due to hydrogen bonding, it becomes due to intermolecular, particularly due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, they becomes less volatile, and so they have high melting points and boiling points. Volatile means evaporation. If petrol and water is taken, petrol is highly volatile compound which can easily evaporate because there is no hydrogen bonding. Whereas in water, due to hydrogen bonding, it is not easily volatile, so its boiling point is more. Okay, so due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding mainly, melting points and boiling points increases. And one more important example I will give, orthonitrophenol orthonitrophenol and paranitrophenol. Okay, so I will give the structures also. Here this is orthonitrophenol. Here this is NO2 and this is OH group. Paranitrophenol means this is NO2 group and this is OH group. Ortho position means adjacent. Para means which are at opposite positions. So in this there is a hydrogen bonding between these two. This is called as intra. Please remember, this is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Whereas in between these two, no hydrogen bonding. It can form a hydrogen bond with another molecule only. So here this is a OH and this is a NO2. I can write like this. For our convenience, I wrote like this. And between these two, there is a hydrogen bonding, or between these two, there is a hydrogen bonding. This is one molecule, this is another molecule. Between two different molecules, that is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding if present, then boiling points increases. If intramolecular hydrogen bonding is present, then boiling points decreases. It is within a molecule, but here it is in between molecules. To break that bonds, we require more energy, so they are having high boiling points. So that is next point. Next, dimerization or molecular weight increases. Molecular weight increases means I am taking acetic acid CH3 C double bond O OH. This is carboxylic acid group and this is called as a carboxylic acid, acetic acid. It is known as acetic acid. Okay, and I am writing another molecule same CH3 C double bond O and here OH. This is hydrogen and this oxygen, hydrogen bonding. This oxygen and this hydrogen are having hydrogen bonding. Please see, it is looking like a dimeric form now, same molecule between two molecules due to the hydrogen bonding. This is a hydrogen bond. Due to the hydrogen bonding, there is a dimer. Dimer means what? Monomer means one molecule. If two molecules combine, that gives dimer. If three molecules combine, trimer, 4 tetramer, many polymer. Like this, here two molecules are combining. Actually, molecular weight of acetic acid is 60. 60 unified mass or 60 U that gives acetic acid molecular weight. But after dimerization, how much it will become? After dimerization means two molecules it is combining. So 60 plus 60, you will get 120 U. 120 U means double. So by the dimerization, molecular weight increases. And I gave these examples why means it is a 15th group in the periodic table. It is 16th group and this is 17th group. Generally in a periodic table, in any group, for example, so this is over. For example, 15th group elements means nitrogen, 15th group, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. Okay, this is the top to bottom. So nitrogen to antimony, NH3, PH3, ASH3, SbH3. Molecular weight increases, boiling points increases. But here NH3 has a smaller molecule and less molecular weight, but it has high boiling point. This is boiling points order. Boiling points order. Okay, so boiling points order of different group hydrides. They call it as hydrides. Hydride means hydrogen and one element of any group. So suppose 15th group element plus hydrogen, that is called as 15th group hydrides. 16th group element plus hydrogen, 16th group hydride. 17th group element plus hydrogen, 17th group hydrides. Okay, the hydrides boiling point values order, and in this NH3 has the highest, in this H2O has highest, and in this HF has highest value. Why means due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, generally hydrogen boiling point values directly proportional to molecular weight. So top to bottom increases. Top to bottom generally molecular weight increases, so boiling point increases. But here NH3 has second most boiling point value. Why means that NH3 I shown already molecular structure. It is having intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so that is the orders for the boiling points of different hydrides. Next, and the last point, water density is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius. Why? You know that, and it is a question they asked previously also. Generally, boiling point of water, we know that it is 0 degrees Celsius now. Melting point, sorry. Melting point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. But why 4 degrees Celsius is maximum density? What happens means 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, water molecules are having hydrogen bonds. I shown now. Here this type of hydrogen bonds are present. All these hydrogen bonds are dissociating. These hydrogen bonds dissociate up to 4 degrees Celsius. What happens because of dissociation? Or what happens because of hydrogen bond? First we see. Here HOH. So whenever there is a hydrogen bond, because of this hydrogen bond, if you see here, due to hydrogen bond, there is some gap now. Means volume increases. Volume increases means what happened? Density is equal to what is the formula? Mass by volume. Volume increases means density decreases. So due to hydrogen bond, ice is having high volume and small density. There is one question also. Ice floats on the surface of water. Why? Ice floats on the surface of water. Why? Because ice has less density. Why ice has less density? Because of hydrogen bonding. What happens due to hydrogen bonding? There is some space, some gap, emptiness. Due to some space or emptiness or gap, volume increases, density decreases. Then in water, what happens? Whenever water is forming means what? We are heating. When we are heating, what happens? These bonds dissociate. All the hydrogen bonds are dissociating. Then hydrogen H2O molecules come closer. When there is no gap between the water molecules, then the volume decreases, density increases. So, water has maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius because at 4 degrees Celsius, all the hydrogen bonds are broken completely. Then it gives a maximum density value without any gap. Any space or volume is very, very less. Okay, this is about hydrogen bonding. Okay, we will meet again in general organic chemistry after the atomic structure chapter completion by the other tracks, sir. Okay, bye.